Hello everybody, this is Spy here. So today we're going to be playing New World. This game has become somewhat of an addiction for me over the last coming while, honestly. I just can't quit playing it. I would say that it's very important for anyone who's photosensitive, seizure, or epileptic, however the term goes. If you or anyone in your family has any of those, New World states to consult your physician prior to playing. There are a little bit of flashing lights somewhat, so just be careful if you are someone who struggles with that. We will try to keep it to a minimum as much as we can on that, but I will be telling you guys that I will be messing around with a whole lot of different weaponry. So this is more of a gameplay focused thing, and you'll be able to see my character, see where we're going with things. Right now I've actually gone through a bit of a character change. So I was using musket rapier, and I really like that weapon, but right now I'm using the life staff and the ice gauntlet. Now I'd like to say really quickly, for anyone who may get confused with it, I will probably say the words life staff and ice staff. That's ESO kicking in from that. I don't know why I can't remember the words ice gauntlet. Either way, this is New World though. This is we're gonna be cutting it kind of raw with it. Just playing some gameplay. I'm gonna be going through a couple of the features though that I really like in this game. The gameplay that I think is really fun. And we're just gonna be doing it a bit more raw, a bit more uncut. Probably just gonna be more of a one take, really. You know what I mean? Just going with it, homie. And yeah, like this game's really fun. This game has a lot of issues. I expect us to run into those issues. And that's okay. I'm alright with running into a bit of issues. If we do, it'll be on the video itself. If we have a crash, you're gonna see it. If we have a bug, you're gonna see it. This is how it goes. This is not exactly a review, but this is more of like my real take on the game. I would call it a spy's take on this game. And for anyone who's interested in understanding how this game works, or how I work in this game and how I play this game, this is gonna be kind of just me playing. And we're loading in here right now. This game, there's something with it. There's something about New World that keeps me coming back. I'm level 22, I believe. I'm just loving it. It's something new, really. Not the pun part of it, but it is something new. It's something interesting in the MMO genre. We haven't seen many new MMOs come up recently. They've been falling out of existence. People don't really, we've been hearing time and time again from developers that MMOs don't make money, MMOs don't make sense for a company, that they aren't worth the time investment that it would take to, make them and stuff like that. And we're always hearing something with it, how MMOs are just dying off and whatnot, right? And I would like to dispute that a bit while we're in this as well, because this game isn't one of those games that I would consider as dying or going to die anytime soon. Now, let's go through a little bit of my character here while we're just standing here in town. Right now I have a lot of gear, so let me go over here and show you what the stash is while let me go over here. I'll stand next to the stash and I'll give you through a little bit of a thorough look at my character. So right now we have the full Syndicate set. This is the light set. Now I have the medium set over here as well. I like that it's the medium, light armor, heavy armor. I like that there's medium thrown in the middle there. A lot of games just forget about medium armor. That was a thing in a lot of MMOs at the time. Mail or leather. And now it's just gone. It's just not really a lot of games want to do that. It's gotten very Skyrimized. Now, if you see over here, they have this thing called Equip Load, and if you mouse over it, let me mouse over it here, if I can. Yes, so light armor, if you're wearing underneath a specific Equip Load, and I think it's based off the weight of the armor, yes, the combined weight of the armor, and it offers a unique dodge and other bonuses. So, if you're like heavy armor well, your dodge is going to be slow. It's going to be a sidestep, actually. Your block, however, is going to be increased by 15%, and your crowd control debuffs you apply will last 20% longer. If you're wearing light armor, you have a full-on dodge roll, you know? And that's awesome. I like that in the game. I like that that offers unique ways of playing just inherently with it. We're wearing all this gear. Right now I'm actually have this swapped over to have Constitution and Intelligence on the medium chest wear, and you'll see why here in a little bit. Now, we'll also have some iron arrows, as well as some steel cartridges. I've gotten pretty far in early on. I was making steel weapons very quickly. Yeah, so right now here we have some travel rations as well. These are tier 2 food. Very good to have, you know, some higher quality food. We also have a ring slot opened up not that long ago. I haven't put anything in there yet. I haven't found anything to put in there yet. Might craft something actually. For right now we have a coarse leather adventurer's satchel, reducing the weight of our rawhide leather and skinning knives by, well, an extra 1%, 6.1%. That's an extra little bit of weight reduction, especially on some of the heavier materials. You know, and it also adds an extra 100 carry weight. So, you know, good to manage that as well. I have not tried out fishing yet. Fishing is something I'm a little bit interested in. Haven't tried it out yet. Maybe we'll get into it in this video. I have an iron harvesting sickle, skinning knife, and mining pick, as well as a lodging axe. Right now, I do not have an Azoth staff. I don't exactly know where to get one yet. I haven't been looking up any guides or anything like that. I've just been enjoying the game for what it is. We also have the Forsaken Life Staff of the Occultist. Right now, we're rocking this. I am building up to enough tokens to get the next weapon for myself, as well as I have an Ice Gauntlet of the Trickster. Fantastic weapons. I really like the Ice Gauntlet. I really like the the Life Staff itself. I think there's a lot going on with these weapons, and you should really try them out. Try out what you like, and then you'll find your way through. Now, here's another thing, is that you actually have a lot of these. You can actually destruct a lot of these items, so I don't really need any of these items here, so we're going to go ahead and salvage a lot of them. Alright? So, Sorcerer Hunter, not really for me. Tanner's Gloves, we're going to delete them. Yeah, we're going to go ahead, and we're going to basically salvage everything down that we don't need. And you can see that when we salvage, we're going to make a little bit of money and some repair parts. So, you know, good to have a little bit of extra materials at our disposal here. Yeah, so there you go. I have the full Syndicate set here, as well as the light piece that I'm also carrying around. Here is a soaked battle axe. I'm going to deconstruct that. This here, let's see, dexterity and intellect. I think that's a better Ice Gauntlet than the one I have. I'm actually going to equip that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to deconstruct the old one. And I'm going to keep that bow. I've been using it a little bit. I don't need that spear. That life staff's worse than mine, so I'm going to deconstruct it. And there you go. There's my rapier as well. That's the one I've been using, has 14 extra dex on it. And there is my Syndicate Adept musket. As you see, I have a 20% of my damage is converted to fire. I like that. I find that pretty fun. I don't know if it's the best or anything like that. I haven't been really doing any metagaming with it. Kind of just been enjoying it. So we're going to drop everything that we have into our bank, except the items that I feel like I want to carry around with me. So let's go ahead and see, you got dodge rolling and everything like that. I really, really like the dodge roll mechanics. We have enough food currently, I believe. So let's roll over here. I need some more potions. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a little bit more potions, and then we're going to pick up a couple quests and do them. And we're just going to go through like the day-to-day, what I feel like the most important things to do are. So Briar Buds, I have a few of those. I have a bunch of water as well. We're going to go ahead and make ourselves 10 potions of mana. Get our Arcana leveled up a little bit. We're going to go ahead and make ourselves just a whole bunch of these. Oh, no. Sorry, we don't actually want those. We want these. Do we have any? We don't seem to. Well, you know what? We need a little bit of potions. So we're going to make ourselves some light potions. I would rather have something than nothing. We're going to make 15 of these, and we're going to equip them here in just a second. Now, let's equip our potions, drop them in here. We're going to drop that there, and we're going to drop that there. Alright. So let's go out into the world here. Before we go out, actually, we should probably grab a couple quests. So we're going to come over here to the Syndicate board. I have 2,100 tokens. I'm making my way up to the next thing, the next tier. I need to be level 24, though, before I can get to actually get the gear items from the next thing, the Scrivenger, which opens up at level 25, all this gear. I need that gear for whenever I do actually level up, so we're only 2 levels off from being able to actually start farming this gear out, and so I'm starting to build up tokens so that I can just buy this stuff outright as soon as I hit max, or as soon as I hit next level, the next level bracket. Of course, you know, you just want to keep going with it. 35 is the next level, 49 is the next level after that, and then 60. I mean, I'm going to be a long time before I actually end up hitting that level. I'm kind of taking my time with this game. I really enjoy taking my time with it, but how do we get these tokens? Well, here they are. We have Purge Stonefall Sea Break. That is a quest to destroy every ancient guardian necessary without exception. What it is they want you to kill a bunch of them within the area. And we're just going to grab all 3 of these. These are the non-PvP ones. And we're going to grab them all up. And then we're going to look up on our map here. So, looking through on our map, we did not get a very good line. However, because of this allows us to do something a bit different with it. See, we can follow the roads here, but I feel like the best way to do it would be to, let's see, we're going to probably want to go over here. Let's see. Okay, so those are wraiths there. Those are guardians there. And there's to quickly get a coin purse. So I say let's do this. Let's make our way over here. This is the lowest level one on our thing. We're going to come over here. And I'm going to go ahead and mark it on my map using right click. And pin ourselves a little bit of an area there. We're going to make our way over here. We're going to go through here. And then go up here. And then on the way down, we're going to make sure all throughout this, we're going to make sure we, gather up everything that we need. All kinds of materials as well. Now you might notice my frame rate's not exactly the best on this game. I can't really seem to get it to work very well on my system. I talked about that actually in the last video that we put out on the channel. Actually, sorry, not the last one, but our last talk that we had. Our last long form, talk. At the end of it, I gave New World a bit of a review for my own sake. I would say this game it's a bit different than most other in the franchises, in the franchise, I guess, of MMOs themselves. And the reason I say that is it really takes a lot of inspiration from very, very large games that have been in the scene for a very long time. It's taken those mechanics and it's really amped it up through an action combat way. See there, I went over there and I grabbed myself a little bit of wood, and I'm about to come over here and see if I can find myself just a little bit of flint to carry around with me as well. So there's a little bit of flint. I'm gonna grab that, and I want to have just a little bit with me. The reason for it is you never know when you might need a bit of flint around to start a fire or just whatever. For a campfire. A lot of this game is really based on preparation. Being prepared, grabbing your materials before you really do anything, and making your way in the world. I've been using this life staff and I found a lot of fun with it. It does a good amount of damage, and I just think it's really, really interesting the way that the life staff, the ice staff, and stuff like that, and how they really conjoin weapons together. So, the ice staff does a little bit less damage on that. I would say that the ice staff, or the ice gauntlet itself, has a bit of a different feel to it. It feels very, I would almost call it utility. So see there, I put down an ice pylon. Oh, got caught with a bleed. But look, I can push him back. I can roll dodge with it and, you know, throw an orb of ice, basically. I really, really like the way the mechanics work here. And now you see that I'm a little bit lower health, or not lower health, but low down on my health. And the way that you actually regenerate health in this game is to eat food. You have to eat. If you don't eat, you're not going to recover any health. Very, very important to make sure you have everything gathered up, you know, have yourself a bit of food before you start actually going out into the world. If you don't, you're not going to have any way of, you know, getting that later on. Now, I would like to say, you know, while you're actually out in the world, it matters what regions you're in. Your faction owning the region may not be as beneficial to you as you might think right away. You know, especially if you're not part of the guild itself, the what do they call it? I can't quite remember that name, but if you're not part of the guild, you know, you're not really getting a lot of the bonuses themselves, but you do get some other things from actually being in these worlds, like in this area itself. And I'll go through that really quickly. See, so let's go to the map here, and you can see actually territory standing. So right here, I'm actually well known in Windsward, and I'm known in Monarch's Bluff. I'm a newcomer in a few other places, and I'm a stranger in most other places from there. Being someone who is well known lets you get these bonuses. So I actually have 100 extra storage here, increasing my gathering rate by 23%, decreasing my crafting fees by 5%, and I don't actually own a house here, but I can. Being in the world and adventuring out into the world itself is very important so that you know where, you know, and being out in the world is very important so that you can build up this reputation with the people around you. And so, not only with the people, but within the actual territory itself. You start to feel this way towards certain zones, certain places that you like, you know, and this is a low-level zone, so as soon as I hit level 25, I don't know where I'm going to go next, but I've had my eye on a couple different places. I'll probably venture out pretty far, but, you know, not all your crafting places are linked, by the way, so you need to know that. You know, especially like storage and areas, stuff like that, not all of them are linked. Finding a good place to set home is probably one of the most beneficial things in this game. My actual inn is set somewhere very, very different than this city. But either way, we're going to run through this corruption area real quick and see if we can find the coin purse. Typically, they're in these chests, so we're going to go ahead and loot it. And there we go. We found what we needed. We got here. We came for what we came for. About time to get ourselves out of all this. There we go. Kill that guy right there. And going forward. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mark it on my map where we're going next. So we got a bit of a walk going that way. And on the way there, you know, I think we should probably grab up some Earth Spine. Just in general, you know, grab your crafting, you know, materials and stuff like that. Crafting in this game is a very important thing. Earth motes are very, very good. Shadow motes, fire motes, all of them. They come into crafting quite regularly, and it's good to just grab up what you can. The resources are plentiful, and so there's no reason not to, you know, make your way through. So there we go. I just grabbed a purple one, a soulworm tongue. I don't even know what that is, honestly. Not sure what it does yet. I mean, I'm just grabbing things up at this point, really. So whenever you're journeying out, you know, you may want to stop off on the roads here and, you know, grab yourself just a little bit of materials and stuff. Like we got some bulrush here. You know, grab yourself a little bit of materials. Typically, whichever the one is visually the biggest is the one that'll have the most on it. See, now, I know that there is a little bit of hemp over this way. I know that from just experience and playing. I know that there's a bit of it in this region. And I would like to stop over here, grab myself a little bit of hemp so I can make linen, so that I can make some satin to, you know, really boost up my crafting on that. As you can see on the compass, there is a little bit of, like, you know, you see these bunnies running around on my compass. That is from your skinning, your mining, your whatever you do best. It'll actually show up on your mini-map now. If you do it well enough and for long enough, you will eventually gain these little perks that will show you where things are before you normally could. Very good, very useful. So there we go. I grabbed a little bit of hemp over here. Needed some fibers to make some more stuff. You know, like I said, I know this area pretty well. I've worked around this area quite a bit, and from that, I, you know, have gained a little bit of knowledge of the area, which is once again very, very important to this game, is knowing where you're at. You know, knowing the region could come into a very, very big thing for you. You can come into a lot of money, a lot of materials, a lot of resources by just knowing where you're going, planning your route properly. And see, here we go. There's what we needed. Some herbs here. Yep, there we go. High scop. Now that is a really good material for potions. I've seen that one be used a lot, so I'm gonna grab some of that. There's no reason not to, you know, grab up what you need while you're out adventuring, especially because once you're done adventuring, you're gonna be low on materials, or low on, you know, resources, so you need to gather up again. Now, see over here, we have some stuff going on. I know that this is a bit of a, like, you know, PvP area that I saw early on. We're gonna go ahead and kill our way through it. There's no reason not to be leveling your weapons up while you're going out into the world. You know, you can actually get yourself a whole lot of XP for your weapons specifically by just taking the time to, you know, gather up the XP by just killing some things. You know, killing things is kind of the name of this game a lot of the time, or just gathering. So, you know, take the time, and there you go. So got my life staff up, leveled up 1. So let's see what kind of perk we want to put into it. When you hit a light attack, reduce all your cooldowns by 5%. That sounds fantastic. That sounds very, very good for me. I would like to have my cooldowns up more regularly. You know, these abilities from this is actually really, really good. And I'll go through real quick. Here's my attributes. I've been using a lot of intellect right now. Early in the game, I was using dexterity. But right now I'm using intelligence with a little bit of focus. The reason for grabbing a little bit of focus, just for mana regen and fishing, is bonus to it. But the fishing wasn't the big one. The mana regen was. So we're only about 400 meters away from where we're going, or kilometers away from where we're going. A little bit of hemp over here, might as well pick it up, and, you know, gather yourself some resources as you go. Now these quests here are very, very grindy. They're grind focused. The reason for it is that they're just repeatable quests. You can keep doing them over and over and over again, and you'll never really run out of content on these. However, while you'll never run out of content, you will run through the content. A lot of these quests are just the same, repeat over and over and over again. There's not much going on with them, but, you know, I kind of like that. I like to have a bit of a grind in my games, something to work towards, because the gear that comes from them is pretty good, especially for the level that you're in, the level brackets that you're in. they offer a lot of unique advantages. So, you know, you can really fill a slot with any of these pieces, or you can wear the whole set. I've been wearing this set since level 15. As soon as I hit level 15, I had the full set. I've been wearing it since then. I'm not having any issues with the set, having any issues with damage. As you can see, I'm doing really well for myself on it. And, you know, it's been worth it to me, really. It's all been very worth it to me. I would say that the grind on it is a bit much for most people. I think it's just right. I like, you know, I really do like those grinds in these games. So here we are. We're running through a bit of a... So here we go. Alright. We need 5 of these Ancient Guardians killed. There seems to be a whole lot of players out here. Oh, this is a dungeon entrance, I believe. That's probably why there's a whole lot of people playing. So, where do we need to go? The excavation. So, I don't think we can go in there. Not yet. We're on our own right now, so we don't want to do that. Not right now. Let's jump our way up here. So mantling in this game is a real thing. It's very, very, very fun to climb your way up these big mountains, get yourself all the way up to the top, you know, and find yourself a little bit of your own path. Oh, here we are. There does seem to be areas around here. Now, these areas here are for, like, ancient structures, right? And they seem a lot more modern, probably, than, you know, the rest of the world. But that's just part of it. They really like to make these areas very different from the rest of the game because they feel much more modern, but to this world, they're not. You know, these big stone areas. Now, that's not actually where I need to go. So you can see up there, I didn't actually get anything for that on the quest, updating. Let's see if we can find ourselves a bit of an Ancient Guardian site around here. As of right now, I'm actually not seeing any of what I'm needing to kill out here. We'll give it a minute. So that seems to be a dungeon right there. I've been hearing a lot of people looking for areas, looking for things to do in those dungeons. I see in the bottom there, you can see where people are looking for group. I have yet to have done any of that, but it does seem to be that there is something. Oh look, there's a little puppy there. Let me pet him. There you go. New World lets you pet the puppy. That is the most important part of this game. Anyone who's wondering, that's the most important part of this entire game. So I'm looking around. I'm going to go ahead and jump myself up here and see if I can find, you know, just some things that I need to get done for this quest. I don't know. It says at the excavation site, but it may actually require me to enter the dungeon. And in that case, oh, piece of iron. Ooh, piece of candy. That's a lot of this game, guys. If you really want to know what I feel about this game, it's, ooh, a piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Now, I don't really know how long this is supposed to be going on, you know, this video itself, but I just kind of want, you know, to be playing it for a little bit. is a way for me to play a game and get content out of it, kind of. A little bit, I'm not gonna lie. You know, there's a lot of this game that if I keep continuing to play it on my own, I probably will not make any videos. So, I'm not seeing anything around here. I think we're gonna have to leave this area behind, and I'll have to come back and see if I can find myself a bit of a group later on. We're going to go ahead and move forward. I'm going to keep this quest with me. I think that'll be very good. Go ahead and keep it with me. There's no reason to abandon it yet. So, moving forward, we're about 600 meters away from the next area. You know, not too far out. That's okay, though. We'll make our way through. Alright. Now, for a little bit, actually, I think I want to go ahead and change my weapons around a little bit. So let's go ahead and drop in our rapier, which also scales off intellect. I know I'm not going to get as much damage out of it as I did earlier in the playthrough with it, but it's okay. I like having the life staff open to me. Rapier is a very, very fun weapon. I've been having a great time with it. It's very flowing, the way it works. The way the mechanics of it work are very simple. The abilities behind it are very simple, but they really have big payouts. Oh, he didn't attack. Bang. Got him. Go ahead and give ourselves a bit of sacred ground. Hit him with that. Smack. Dodge roll out. And run through. There we go. He dropped a whole 5 coins on him. Bing, bing, bang, bang. Alright, and if we run through and we kill him with it, which I'm getting very, very close to, but seemingly not able to just hit him with it, you actually reset the cooldown of it, which is one of the passives I've been using for it, so. Here we go. Got a bit more enemies this time. Go. And actually there's a little bit of loot there. Don't forget to pick that up. Go ahead and pop down a heal for ourselves. I think I'm going to swap out again. I think I want to use... Let's try to use my gun for a little bit. I really, really like using the gun. I think the gun's very fun. The gun's fun. Yeah, the gun is fun. Can't use it while my abilities are on cooldown. Oh, okay. Hold on. Guy trying to fight me. Alright. And I would like to equip my gun. There we go. This game has a couple issues with the UI, I would like to say. For anyone who's like interested in that, the UI does have some issues. I've noticed a lot of texture bugs and stuff like that going forward with it. Bang. There we go. I like it. See, that's what I'm talking about. With this kind of weapon, there's a whole lot of fun with it that can be had with it. Oh, missed that shot. Drop down trap. Gain 20% extra damage from it. Bang. And yeah, like, I mean, there's a whole lot of unique weapons that you can be using, a lot of unique combinations that you can use to really gain an advantage in combat. The abilities, I would say, are the most fun part of it all. There are tons and tons of just unique combinations that you could have early game. I'm sure that by late game, you're going to have these things maxed out. That's understandable. But there is just, for right now, early in the game, there's a lot that can be done. There you go. I really like the ice staff, or the ice gauntlet. It has a very crowd control feel to it. It feels as if it controls the battlefield a lot more closely than a lot of other weapons. There aren't a lot of weapons in this game that really have that advantage other than maybe the musket. Having control on the battlefield, of course, being just a very important part. Now, if you notice, when I actually put down that big circle healing, it made my mana restore a little bit faster as well. Doubly so, actually. So, that's why I've been using this with the combination of the ice gauntlet. I've noticed a big advantage out of that, and we're going to mine ourselves a little bit of iron ore. Grabbing resources in the world is probably the most important thing in this whole entire game. Really. I mean, you gotta grab the things that are important, especially early on. When you start this game, you're not gonna have, anything, right? You're gonna be starting out with nothing. So if you're looking at still buying this game, I would really recommend spending a lot of time focused on just gathering materials. Get yourself prepared for what's upcoming. So, where is it? Where do we need to be to... Alright, we're actually in the area itself that we need to be in. I know that down this bridge here is a world boss. Or not a world boss, but a mini boss. So, I'm going to go ahead and make my way down the bridge. Well, if I can land my light attacks, that'd be nice. There we go. And dodge rolling is very important for not being hit, especially as a mage character. And there we go. I say I'm going to go ahead and make my way down. Let's grab ourselves a couple enemies here. Life Staff, of course, having a very, very versatile use in being able to maintain, and fight a lot of enemies, kill a lot of things. Oh, and look at that. That guy's actually using a life staff as well. That's pretty fun. Oh, should have been looking out. Alright. You can see these bosses here. They do have a lot of more mechanics than just the basic enemies. I know that this guy's just throwing a spear at me, but it does a whole lot of damage. So, be careful there. Especially when casting spells. Oh, man. There you go. He's going to hit me with it. And if you get off balance with it, you're going to take a whole lot of damage. And there you go. Getting off balance, with the rhythm of the rest of the fight can really cause you a lot more issues than you think. Especially in bosses like that, where he throws the spear in kind of a rotational thing. The reason that you're going to have a lot of issues being that, You know, it's hard to manage yourself after that happens. You know, you can really find yourself in a bad situation overall. Put down that, dodge roll. Let's go ahead and spray them with this. See if we can get them down a bit. Bang, bang, bang. And I'm going to take a couple hits there. Either way, made it through. Fighting 3 enemies is possible, especially if you have a lot of sustain. It can be very difficult if you are not ready for it. And then, you know, it's all a balancing act, really. The whole game is a big balancing act. You have to balance your materials, balance your gameplay, balance what resources you have versus the ones you're willing to expend. You know, if you're willing to go in and use all your mana right away, yeah, you'll be able to mop the floor with almost anything very quickly. But the issue is that, you know, you're going to have to pay for that on the next fight unless you take time to regenerate or use potions or whatever you use. So let's grab some more hemp here. And I've told you guys many times, you know, just grab everything that you really need. I mean, you can leave a plant behind here and there. I almost did. You know, you're not really always needing to just grab everything in front of you. But grab the things that are important to you, the things that you use regularly. That's really the big benefit is grab the things that you could grab. You know, you could get the materials you need anywhere else. You could get them anywhere else. You could buy potions off the market. You could buy your bullets off the market. You could do anything you wanted, you know, by not even, you know, really buying or selling anything, or by just buying and selling everything. You don't have to craft anything in this game if you don't want to, but going out of your way, taking the step to the up, to the left, to the right, and you know, taking a second to mine an ore can really be the difference between taking a second or two between combat, or taking, you know, 30 seconds here and there just to regenerate, or, you know, a minute or whatever. You know, taking a couple seconds here and there will speed up the entire game overall, instead of just, you know, slowing down everything by small increments over and over again. Well, hey Jack, how are you doing? Coming in on this recording now because I came in on yours?
No, I was taking a break from Minecraft for a minute.
Oh, okay. Alright. Well, I was just telling everyone, you know, the best thing about this game really is just taking a time out of your day to, you know, stop what you're doing and just grab some materials every now and then. You know, grab what you need, grab as you go, because it takes only a couple seconds to gather extra ore or whatever. Yeah. But you know, the issue is that if you don't take that, you know, you're gonna run out of healing potions if you don't have, you know, all of them stacked up. Right. Taking a couple seconds here and there can save you hours later on. Yeah. And, you know, the whole game really is just preparation. Preparation is the name of the game. Knowing where you're going is also really important. I'm sure a lot of people have noticed I haven't been using the map that much. I've just been using it to kind of guide where I'm at and then going forward. I put a little marker on the map to where I'm going typically, but I know how to travel through this area pretty well. I've been in this area how many hours now, Jack? Yeah. So this is...
I don't know that you can log too many hours, but a lot.
Yeah, you know, that's part of it. You know, I was telling them, you know, I'm having a lot of frame rate issues with this game. This really has a fantastic kind of like grind style as well. As we've seen, I've been doing these, doing the quests for my faction actually. And you know, look at that. The faction guy has moved. I don't know where he's moved to. Well, actually, no, he hasn't moved. It just hasn't loaded in. He's supposed to be right here. So, I told you guys that we'd be leaving in any issues that we've had in the game. Any bugs, crashes, anything like that. And as you notice, the frame rate has gone down way farther than it was just a minute ago. and someone just isn't spawned in now. So we're gonna run outside the city, and then maybe turn around. Oh, there he is.
Hey.
Look at that. I was telling you, this
Run away,
game...
come back.
Yeah, run away, come back. It feels like I'm playing RuneScape again.
Yeah.
So we actually were looking at this quest here. We actually weren't able to do that. That's a dungeon quest, and I said that we might find something with that later. Now, there you go again. I was telling everyone about the reputation here and territory standings. It's very important while you're playing to build reputation in the area, build yourself a bit of your own map in your own mind of where you're going, you know, and scout out. You know, go out to the far reaches. Worst case scenario, you die and you get sent back.
Right.
So let's see. We got 5% extra faction reputation. Reputation. We got a 5% decrease in taxes for crafting, or trading actually, or we gain an extra 25 in our storage because we already have 125. I'm gonna take the storage one, whereas faction reputation may go up a bit faster. I'm going to be getting that anyway through the amount of quests I'm doing for this, and I think it's just important to, you know, really stock up, stockpile your materials. That's the big name of the game.
So, having not played it, is storage carry capacity?
So
Or is it-
your storage is actually your stash over here.
Okay.
So let me dodge roll my way through the city. This is your storage shed. And I actually have 1,125 weight carry that I can put in here. And, you know, I've gotten myself a bit of vial of suspended azoth. I might try to sell that later. You know, just some higher end materials. I mean, as you can see, I've been grinding out, as most of you all can look at that. There's just tons of materials in that list.
Interesting.
But like I kept saying, you know, make sure we're gathering. And we've been gathering this entire time here. So we've gathered ourselves 130 rawhide. We're going to make ourselves some coarse leather with it. So there we go. I actually gained an extra bonus one because of my crafting skill. And then we're going to take that coarse leather, select a tannin, and make it rugged leather, which is a tier 3 material.
Gotcha.
And that's the part of it, is that if you take the time to do that, then your crafting will always be just leveling up, slower, you know, it'll be slow and steady. Continuous, you know, repetition of it will go up, and you won't have to take a ton of time out of your day to go out and farm it. So here we go. We gathered a bunch of hemp earlier and grabbed a bunch of fibers from it. So we're going to make 83 linen. We got 7 extra bonus ones. That's phenomenal. Then we're going to make satin out of it. So go ahead and use crossweave, and we got 20 extra satin from all that.
Nice.
And then, you know, that was only a couple plants that we picked up throughout the entire adventure here. We grabbed some wood. I'm going to keep that for now because we may need it for a fire shed, you know, or a fireplace earlier or later. You know, we can make charcoal out of it for bullets or whatever if we needed to, but right now what I want to do is use this 368 iron ore that we have collected over this adventure.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we're going to make 92 and it's 97. So we gained a 5 extra iron ore. We're going to take that ore, or that ingots now, and we're going to put flux, a bit of a tannin with it, right? 3 iron ore plus a flux and 2 charcoal will make us steel ingots. We're already on steel. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves an extra 15 steel ingots out of all that. So we took all these big, you know, piles of all that, and we ended up turning it all into 20 extra higher end materials.
So I think I like that system where it's you I'm assuming are collecting the lowest in like rawest material.
Yeah.
And you can continue to refine that material into higher level material.
Yeah. So here we are.
Opposed to having to gather separate.
Right, you know, really what it is it's a building on itself system. So we have stone blocks here. I've been gathering these for a whole long time, right? And so we have 238 just stone blocks sitting in a chest somewhere.
Yeah.
And we can right now turn these with sandpaper into stone bricks. And that's actually used for your like building of settlements. Settlements need people to drop in bricks to help produce more and more on the area, on the map yourself. That's how you end up with stone cutting tables that are high level. Whenever I first started, this forge didn't even have a shed over it. Like, you know,
I see it said tier 3.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the more you do, the more gets built up. I mean, this statue I don't even think existed. Do you remember this statue when I was playing?
No.
And see, that's what I'm saying, is that this city here has actually gotten quite built up from the first week of, you know, just being out here. And outfitting station tier 4, there's 2 of them now, and a loom that's tier 3. And overall, just things build up the more you do. And if you're the guy going out and doing what we did here, we did 2 quests. Couldn't do the other one because it's a dungeon. Yeah. I don't want to party up yet. But the thing is that we have done all that. We've gained ourselves about half a level.
Yeah.
Just by doing that. We had some rested XP from me not going out and doing things for a couple days. I've been a bit off because, you know, I was recovering from a bit of sickness. But either way, you know, we've gone out 2 quests. We've gotten half a level. We've gained ourselves a bunch of materials. Made ourselves a bunch of new materials. For hire and crafting, and now we can turn around and sell them, make more items to use, like potions and stuff like that we may use later on to make ourselves go farther out into the world and journey out farther where we couldn't before.
Right.
And by doing all of this, we've come back in, and we're back in the same place we started with just, you know, a lot of resources richer.
I do notice, I know you mentioned earlier leaving in all the issues, which I think is a good idea. It's a realistic depiction of how the game is and like exists right now. It does look really good, but you definitely can notice it's not a smooth experience as like a more worked out, I guess.
Yeah, you know, you'd expect this game to be a little bit higher polish. There needs to be some polishing on it. I know that I'm running around medium settings right now, medium low. You know, it's just where my computer can handle it, but even still, it looks good
at that. It's just.
Oh yeah, I mean this game looks really good.
It's just you get a like that.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah, you get a little bit of here and there. Also, make sure to read these notes. Anyone out there playing, these notes give you just a little bit of extra XP. Might as well read them. I mean, look, you can even notice that there are like, you know, physics on your cloak. You know, when you're running, it's running with you, and the world itself looks fantastic. I mean, there just aren't very many MMOs that look this good.
Yeah.
And I mean, while ESO, I would can compare, it is an art style difference there. Yeah. So realistically, though, like this is a very realistic graphic style that we just don't see in MMOs. And I'm really, really, really happy to see an MMO like this just come out and look phenomenal. I mean, look at that. The big trees in the middle of the forest. You know, this is just the starting zone. And this looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks like they lean far more towards a, like, Witcher 3 kind of overall appearance, really.
It is very realistic looking.
Yeah.
You know, I would say it looks really good. And then, you know, if they could really iron out a few of these issues here, I think the game would be way better than it is. But we've been doing this for a pretty good amount of time. Did a couple quests, you know, went out into the world, journeyed out for a moment. I think this is a good place for just to get a basis of this. You'll see a lot more New World on the channel. This is just kind of Spy's, like, thoughts on the game as of right now, playing it, enjoying it. You know, I said earlier I'm taking things slow. I'm level 22. I'm not really speeding through this, and I don't think anyone should. This is an MMO. You got hundreds of hours of content before you hit max level. It's your choice if you want to play it or if you want to rush through it.
Right.
And I would say it's almost always better to sink your teeth in and just let it take you for a while.
Yeah, you get a new game, you know, it's an unexplored world. You need to explore it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it looks great. It's fun to play. Combat's engaging. The quests are so-so, but they're a reason to get out in the world. And I'd say just, you know, let it take you. Let it take you where you're going to go. Get yourself some materials. Do what we've been doing. And, you know, throughout all of it, you'll definitely have a better experience if you just take a little bit of time here and there and manage yourself day to day. Either way, though, I'm going to say this is probably it for this video. And, you know, anyone who, you know, likes this kind of content, wants to see more New World on the channel, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. And, you know, if you want to get a hold of us more directly, there is the Twitter page as well as the Reddit page. Links will be down in the bottom. And if you want to buy New World and jump on with us all, you all saw my server whenever I logged in. So come and join us. We'll probably be making a guild here soon, and I'm going to convince Jack to buy this game.
Yeah, this is definitely on my radar yet.
It's definitely a fun game. I think that, you know, overall the performance has gotten better. I've noticed that the game has started to be a little better every day. So if they continue that, I think.
Any patches?
So they did have a patch that updated the. They did have a patch that updated the server cap from 2,200 2,050. And I think they did have a couple of stability things here and there, but nothing too big. But it has overall just improved, settled in a bit more. So, you know. But anyway, y'all, I already said my spiel about subscribe, everything else. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.